When the 2025 playoffs tipped off, most people had their focus on the usual suspects. Jokic and Murray were chasing another ring. Luka now had LeBron by his side. Tatum and Brown were ready to step up again. Giannis and Lillard were looking dangerous together. Even Harden and Kawhi were getting their share of the attention. But somehow, none of that has been the story, because Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle have completely stolen the spotlight. And this isn't just some random hot streak, it's becoming a real problem.
Going dancing with Kobe White. Between the legs dribble on the drive. Easy lane.
Edwards has turned into a full-fledged superstar right before our eyes. And Randle, after years of criticism and playoff meltdowns, he's rewriting the narrative in real time. Together, they're not just winning, they're reshaping expectations. And if this keeps up, we might be witnessing the birth of a new playoff duo that nobody saw coming. And the rest of the NBA might have a real problem on its hands. When Anthony Edwards first entered the league, you could tell he was special, really special. But over the past 5 years, we've watched him gradually evolve into one of the NBA's most explosive and dynamic superstars. At 6'4", 225 pounds, with a lightning-quick first step and insane hops, Ant is a physical specimen who gives opposing defenses nightmares on a nightly basis. He's always had a natural gift for scoring, but in the last 2 seasons, he's taken things to a whole new level. Edwards has transformed into a true 3-level scorer, especially improving his outside shot, an area that once raised concerns. In the 2024-25 regular season, he averaged 27.6 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 4.5 assists per game, while hitting 39.5% of his 10.3 three-point attempts. That level of production earned him his 3rd straight All-Star appearance, all by just his 5th season. Now, he's a threat from anywhere on the floor. He can blow by defenders for acrobatic layups or highlight reel dunks, and when defenses collapse, he has the step back and spot up 3 in his bag.
Kobe White just made a really hard shot. I mean, that's the shot you want guys to take.
Edwards beyond the arc.
When Ant decides it's takeover time, there are very few players in the league who can stop him. But beyond his physical tools and nightly production, it's Anthony Edwards' mentality, maturity, and growing command as a leader that truly separates him from most young stars. He doesn't just want to win, he wants to dominate. Every time he steps on the court, he's looking to leave a mark. The bigger the moment, the more focused he becomes, and his level rises, especially against elite opponents. He's grown into a vocal leader on the Timberwolves squad and has drawn comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, not just for the highlights, but for the way he embraces pressure. His belief in himself borders on irrational. It's the kind of audacity that's pulling one of the least successful franchises in pro sport out of the muck and into the light. Last postseason, he led Minnesota to its first conference finals in decades. And now, he's done it again. In this year's playoffs, Edwards has stepped on the gas even more, averaging 26.5 points, 8 rebounds, and 5.9 assists over 10 games, becoming just the 6th player in NBA history to reach 1,000 playoff points before turning 24. He's the focal point of everything this Wolves team does. He's already taken down Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Nikola Jokic, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and now the Warriors. Not only is the dawning of a new era in Minnesota, but the franchise has entered the Ant era, and so has the entire NBA.
Tied up by the Timberwolves. Nickeil Alexander-Walker got a hand on it. Edwards will stop at the top of the key, and that one goes.
But it's not just Edwards propelling the Timberwolves to new heights. He's got a partner in crime, Julius Randle. When the Wolves traded Karl Anthony Towns for Randle just a day before training camp, most people thought President of Basketball Operations, Tim Connolly, had lost his mind. How do you trade a core piece right after making the conference finals? And to be fair, the skepticism made sense. Randle had spent 5 years in New York, helping re-establish the Knicks as a playoff team. He made 3 All-Star appearances and 2 All-NBA teams. But in the playoffs, he struggled, shooting just 29.8% and 37.1% from the field in his 2 postseason runs, averaging 17.1 points, 9.4 rebounds, and 3.7 assists in 15 playoff games. Critics called him a playoff dropper. That label stuck. But now, the narrative is changing. Randle has been superb in Minnesota, quietly rewriting every choker narrative he picked up in New York. It didn't happen overnight. The Wolves had to search for identity and rhythm early on in the season. But once Randel returned from a groin injury in February, everything clicked. They finished the regular season 17-4, locked in the number 6 seed, and are 30-6 in Randel's last 36 games. After dismantling the Lakers 4-1 and winning 4 straight games against the Warriors, it's clear Randel's expanded, well-rounded role is a massive reason why.
Back to Kuminga, stripped Edwards, what a play! McDaniels ahead to Randel. Randel got caught in the air, plays for Gobert!
In fact, one of the biggest reasons the Timberwolves got past the Lakers in the first round was Julius Randle. The veteran forward averaged 22.6 points in that series, hitting 39.3% from deep and punishing a defense overloaded on Anthony Edwards. Against the Warriors, he took it up a notch, averaging 25.2 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 7.4 assists, while shooting a scorching 53.3% from the field. He was second on the team in plus-minus, with the Wolves outscoring Golden State by 42 points when he was on the floor. Whether it's powering through mismatches in the post or calming the offense as a play initiator, Randel showed he can be whatever the team needs. His bully ball style is built for playoff basketball. He's the perfect co-star to Edwards, who's dropped 26.2 points, 7.6 boards, and 5.6 assists against the Warriors. Together, they've made the Timberwolves history. This is the version of Randel Knicks fans always hope to see, only now it's Minnesota reaping the rewards. And make no mistake, this is Randel's best playoff run since entering the league in 2015, averaging career highs with 23.9 points, 5.9 assists in 37.6 minutes, 50.9% shooting from the field, and 34.5% from three. He's rewriting his postseason legacy in real time.
Randel has it, shot clock at 5, he'll take it in and take it down!
But the truth is, NBA teams can only go as far as their stars take them. And for Minnesota Timberwolves, with Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle leading the way, they've got two reliable offensive engines who can carry the load. In fact, what makes the Timberwolves better than most teams, and legitimately scary, is the connection between Edwards and Randle. On paper, their styles shouldn't mesh this well. Edwards is an explosive, perimeter-heavy guard who thrives in isolation and transition. Randle is a bruising scorer who relies on strength and downhill drives. Yet somehow, they've become one of the most unpredictable and effective duos in this playoffs. They've learned to play off each other, leveraging their differences to exploit defenses. And they're not just trading isolation possessions, there's synergy now. If you double Edwards, Randle feasts on mismatches inside. If you collapse on Randle, Edwards gets the space he needs to cook. Either way, it's a nightmare for opposing defenses. And trying to contain the both of them feels like a lose-lose situation. For one, there are only a handful of players in the league as intimidating as Anthony Edwards when he's locked in. In the past, he relied mostly on explosive drives to the rim, but he's evolved. He's now a true 3-level scorer with a much improved three-point shot that's made him a nearly unguardable. His natural scoring instincts, combined with an audacious confidence, make him one of the league's most dangerous players. When he decides it's time to take over, there are few who can match his skill set and mentality.
Edwards slicing down the lane!
And the best part? He doesn't always have to create everything on his own anymore, because Julius Randle is right there to help. Randle brings a completely different edge to this Timberwolves team. He's physical, tough as nails, and isn't afraid to bully defenders inside. But he's also a steadying presence, capable of slowing the game down, creating offense, and making smart reads. Their games mesh perfectly. Randle thrives off the gravity Edwards creates, getting cleaner looks and favourable matchups. Edwards benefits from Randle's screens, spacing, and the attention he draws in the paint. It's not just about numbers, it's about feel. These two make the game easier for one another. There were moments this postseason where Randle's playmaking opened everything up, like Game 2 and Game 3 against the Warriors, where he dropped 11 and 12 assists respectively. Then in Game 5, it was Edwards' turn to dish, putting up 22 points and 12 assists in a brilliant all-round performance. And sometimes, they both go off. Like Game 3, they combined for 60 of Minnesota's 102 points. This isn't just a duo, it's the engine of a contender. That said, the Timberwolves also boast an incredibly deep roster, filled with players who fit perfectly into Finch's system. While Edwards and Randel are the go-to stars, the supporting cast plays crucial roles. Jaden McDaniels is blossoming into a two-way force, averaging 15.4 points, 6.1 rebounds, and 1.4 steals in 10 playoff games so far. Rudy Gobert, though a bit inconsistent at times, has stepped up with some monstrous performances on the boards and defensively, averaging 9.6 rebounds, 8.9 points, and 1.3 blocks. His steady defensive presence often flies under the radar, but is vital to the Wolves' success. Then there's Naz Reid, a former 6th Man of the Year who provides much-needed production off the bench, averaging 11 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 1.7 assists.
Gets a steal, first possession of the fourth. Naz Reid with those 4 fouls. Wings one.
Dante DiVincenzo's scoring touch has been a little off, but his relentless energy, spacing, and hustle bring a spark whenever he's on the floor. And you can't overlook Mike Conley, the veteran on the team. After 18 years in the league and no NBA Finals appearances, Conley understands the urgency of winning like few others. Though he had modest stats, 6 points and 4.3 assists, while shooting just 7 for 28 through 4 games against the Warriors, he exploded in the closeout Game 5 with 16 points and 4 three-pointers, joining the starting lineup's potent double-figure scorers. Together, this group has been exceptional, especially in the playoffs, proving that you don't need flash or hype to win. They might not look like the best team on paper, but in real life, the Timberwolves are showing they're legitimate contenders. All in all, the Wolves are proving people wrong. Some said Ant-Man could talk, but couldn't back it up. Julius Randle was seen as a bad fit, a high-usage forward with playoff baggage. Tim Connolly, the team's president of basketball operations, was called a fool. First for trading the future for Gobert, and then again for trading Cat after reaching the conference finals. And head coach Chris Finch, critics said he wasn't the guy, that last year's success was a fluke run that wouldn't last. But now, the Wolves look even closer. This team isn't just surviving, it's thriving. Anthony Edwards has become the kind of player who can win a series on his own. Randel gives them a second scoring option that most teams in the West simply don't have. Their physicality, toughness, and two-way mentality allow them to match up with anybody in the West. And the scary part? They can beat you in a variety of ways. Gritty, low-scoring battles, fast-paced shootouts, or structured half-court wars. Minnesota's no longer just a good story. They're a real threat. The Wolves are here. They're serious, and the rest of the NBA should be nervous. Can Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle really lead the Wolves all the way to the finals and even win a title? Let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more playoff breakdowns. We're just getting started.